The apparition of Saints Faustinus and Jovita in Defense of Brescia, the painting by Grazio Cosali dated 1603, depicts the miracle of 1438, following which Faustinus and Jovita were proclaimed patron saints of the city. Brescia had come under the rule of the Venetian Republic after about a century of Milanese domination. But on the 25th of September 1438, the Visconti troops, led by Niccolò Piccinino, attacked the city in an attempt to return possession to the Duchy of Milan. After months of the grueling siege, which the Brescians had resisted tenaciously, exhausted by hunger and fatigue, the time for surrender seemed to have arrived. But suddenly, on the 13th of December, on the so-called Spalti del Roverotto, on the eastern slopes of the Citneo hill, two shining knights appeared, who with their bare hands repulsed the enemy cannonballs, causing the enemy soldiers to flee. Faustinus and Jovita, the two brothers martyred in the 2nd century AD, had reappeared to rescue the city. After this miraculous event, they were acclaimed patron saints of Brescia, and the traditional image of the two, as priest and deacon, was complemented by the iconography of the Saint Knights. Grazio Cosali, a painter from Orzinuovi, portrays the climax of the story, focusing on the excitement of the battle and the amazement of the soldiers at the sudden miraculous apparition. On the left, on the eastern city walls, the two holy knights appear shrouded in a luminous aura. At their side, the other defenders, among whom rises the Venetian banner with the Lion of St. Mark. In the background is the castle of Brescia, with its towers, walls and bastions as the painter knew it, and not as it must have appeared during the 15th century battle. The Brescian fortress, a jewel of military architecture still perfectly preserved today, had been completed by the Venetians only a few decades earlier, around the middle of the 16th century. On the opposite side, at the foot of Mount Deno, today Monte Maddalena, we find the Visconti troops, their cannons aimed at the Citneo. Niccolò Piccinino is depicted on a dark prancing horse, with the staff of command firmly gripped in his left hand. With his right hand, he's taking the helmet from his head. The commander has just decided to leave the field after witnessing the miracle, alerted by the pointing knight on the white steed. Accompanying the moment is an endless number of characters and extras, masterfully orchestrated by Cosali, a painter who loved to stage the tumult of battles and crowds. Notwithstanding some compositional imperfections, the work fully fulfilled its purpose of both capturing attention and impressing, thanks also to its warm and vivid colors, as well as teaching the faithful the greatness of the miracle performed by the patron saint. Educate and entertain, the typical purposes of art during the Catholic Counter-Reformation. Contributing to the scene is the presence of military musicians, numerous trumpeters, and, above all, the three characters portrayed on the lower right, namely two drummers and a piper, perhaps symbolically placed in the foreground to praise and exalt the miraculous event and the triumph of the city of Brescia. According to some theories, one might glimpse a self-portrait of the artist in the face of the piper, at the time in his 40s, who, staring at the observer, invites us to participate in the solemnity of the moment. A theory that could also be supported by the presence of the date and Cosali's signature on the shaft of the cannon next to the piper. The painting was commissioned to be placed outside so that it would be visible to the people of Brescia. It still fulfills this role today as the civic ex voto, when a copy of the work is displayed on the south exterior wall of the church every 15th of February, the patron saint's day.